3 games for Suarez is actually fair. Here's why.
Ain't been tight, never known curfews. Sunday night quiet, I ain't even out my church shoes. I done been wide, premarital guessing perfumes. Psychoing a lot, they keep asking me who hurt you. Traded for diapers, ain't that some shit? You think buying beers and pacifiers made me a pacifist? There's a list of asses that I like to whip. In this timeline, mid frames the bad guy shit. Go ahead.
Hey, yo, welcome to Sports World Talk Soccer, where we talk the world of soccer, a.k.a. football, a.k.a. the beautiful game. And today we are talking how the MLS just got it right by suspending Suarez for 3 games. So, of course, everybody knows the altercation that happened a week ago at the League Cup Championship. And it was definitely a sad thing to see, seeing Suarez spit on somebody, seeing Busquets punch somebody with a weak little punch. But, hey, he punched somebody. And just everything that unfolded out of that championship game was just not necessary. So, the MLS has just came out and suspended him 3 games. Some people say that's cool. Some people say that's not enough. Some people are complaining, saying that he should be suspended for 6 games, kick him out the league. He's done for the rest of the year. A lot of things like that. And this is why I think those people are wrong. First of all, he has been suspended for 6 games from the League Cup games. Yes, I do understand that he may not even play another League Cup game in his career. At the age he's at where he's at with his career right now, he may not even go to the League Cup no more. So I understand that. So that's why I do agree that a MLS suspension should have been done. But if you saw my previous video, I said that Inter Miami should have been the one to step in and suspend Suarez because it was not a MLS sanctioned game. It was a League Cup game. So that's kind of out of bounds technically. But MLS stepped in and they made the call. And this is why I think that it was the right call. I compare things to other leagues and stuff like that too as well. I know everybody may not be familiar with a lot of other situations, but if you look at back in the NBA, whenever Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo got into it, Rajon Rondo spit on Chris Paul and he got a 3-game suspension. After he spit on him, there was a back and forth pushing and stuff like that. I think he even swung on him. It was a, similar altercation, but it was more smaller, dealing with 2 or 3 people versus a whole crowd of people. But, Suarez, it's very similar. And from that incident, like I said, Rajon got 3 games suspended. That's why I say, I look at that, I'm like, okay, spitting on someone is disgusting. I will go off if somebody spit on me. I ain't gonna lie to you. But in that same realm, 3 games I feel is good. 3 games is enough because you got 6 games from League Cup, 3 games MLS. Even recently in the NFL, I think one guy who spit on a player in the opening weekend of NFL, I think he got a $50,000 fine, if I'm not mistaken. But I know he was fined. I don't think he was suspended, but I do think he was fined. So there are, penalties of, spitting on people, but they haven't been as severe as 6 games, 10 games, and stuff like that. And I think it was somebody, one of the commentators that was saying, look at his history. He needs to be kicked out of the league. He's been biting people, doing this stuff for years, and this has to be a situation where the MLS, they could have put their foot down. And I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, if you work at Verizon and then you go over to AT&T, whatever you did at Verizon is not going to travel over to AT&T. You can't punish somebody who did something at another job. He was at a different league, a different team, and you can't punish him for previous things. You only can punish somebody for the current activities. Like, let's say if you're in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, you cheated on your girl years ago. Your new girl can't punish you for cheating on another girl years ago. You can't do that. So you can only go by what he has done in the current league, current teams. And in MLS, technically he's a first-time offender. So you cannot give a severe penalty like that, So, I understand, he has a history and stuff like that, and, it is what it is. But at the same time, just being, a business, you cannot go by judging and penalizing people for things they done before they even got to your league. Well, hey, I'm gonna come down super hard on him because he has a history of this. The history wasn't in your league, so that's none of your business technically. So that's what I feel about it. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that he does have a history. It does make, the career of him tarnished a little bit because of these silly little mistakes and stupid antics and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, in MLS, he's a first-time offender. 3 games. So, and like again, MLS should not have been the team or the organization to come down on Suarez. It should have been the team in Miami to say, hey, we don't condone this. This shouldn't have been done. And also, I like Busquets, but he should at least got 2 games. At least 2 games for him too as well. He swung, hit somebody, no matter how soft that punch was, he still touched someone's face, balled up. He should at least got 2 games. So I don't know why that didn't happen, but it definitely needs to be a situation to where if you're going to suspend Suarez, you have to suspend everybody in the camp who, connected on punches, whether it's on Seattle side or in the Miami side. It definitely has to be something done, or it does look like favoritism and stuff like that. But that's my opinion on that. Like I said, I hate that, Inter Miami is getting the villain role or whatnot. I don't think Messi likes it. The bad media and stuff like that. I can tell, he doesn't necessarily feed into it, but at the same time, you know who your friends are. You know what I mean? You know how they are. So, we definitely see how Inter Miami, plays without Suarez. Who's gonna step up? I'm hoping it's Segovia, or Rodriguez. I think one of those guys definitely have to step up. Inter Miami has to make some moves. But right now, no Suarez for at least 3 games. He may need it, being at his age. The rest, it may be good for him. But for right now, I don't think more than 3 games would have been good. 3 games is the best I feel, the max I feel for that situation, judging off of previous incidents in NFL and NBA and stuff like that. So let me know what you think. Do you think it was fair for MLS to give him 3 games, or are you with everybody else saying he should have gotten plus? So let me know, and let's talk about it.
The list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline, been frames the bad guy shit. Go ahead and